You know how I talk about evaluate self. Are you still the same person? And where did that topic come from, right? As they all do off the top of my head, you know, in the middle of life or in the middle of just driving down the road, whatever. I tend to have conversations with myself a lot. And I think I want to start like literally recording myself in the middle of having these conversations. I literally have full-blown conversations. You know, one time they would say, it's okay to talk to yourself, just don't answer yourself, or vice versa, whatever. Self is who I am. I'm trusting. So I'm having them conversations with self. And so the conversation literally came, you guys, because I think I was sitting and talking to someone, and just in the midst of that, I realized I even fold my hands different. I'm different. And you know, if you know me, and sometimes, like a lot of us, we take pride on being ourselves and remaining true to who we are. Or I always had this thing, I ain't changing for no one. You gonna get what you get, and if you don't like it, then that's your problem. But I'm learning. Time is teaching me. I'm not the same girl that I used to be. You know, outside of age, adding on, me getting years older. Blessed 38. I think I'm okay at 38. You know, I'm back into my raps too. But anyway, I think I'm cool at 38. And I'm not the same person. I tend to walk different. Sometimes I realize just sitting down on the couch, I'll cross my legs, and that is okay. I'm evolving, not with, you know, just my environment, not just with the things that I say or think, because I feel different now. Some things that I don't think the same way that I used to. And that was a battle mostly for myself. It was literally, you know, if you have conversations with yourself, then you're completely honest with yourself. And for me, I would tell myself, like, for real, are you selling out? Are you folding on yourself? Like, what's up? What's going on? And man, as time went by, it was okay to leave that version of me to the side. Yes, it is okay. You're not the same. And if you think about it, you get that moment of proudness. Like, you be proud of yourself. Like, you know, you guys, if I could be completely transparent with you, my temper would sometimes go from -1 to 5,000, and literally just folks' energy. And I think I felt it so strongly that I react before I even knew it. And now it takes a lot to move me. And when I say move me, if it's not something that's going to harm me and my mental, I'm cool with it. You can do whatever you please. And I was proud of myself. So literally I'm sitting and, you know, I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm realizing that, you know, I make gestures different. Like I say, the crossing of my legs also with, you know, time change and weight changes and stuff. And it's so comfortable. It's so comfortable, where one time I was like, ain't no way I'm changing like this. Ain't no way. This ain't me. It ain't me. And now I'm welcoming it, because if you're changing, if you realize the changes, like from way back when, seriously, when you said attitude, definitely, man, you have no other choice but to be proud of yourself. So when people say, you know, she changed, she ain't the same person, make sure you understand that you are right on time, that you are on the right track, that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, growing in life. Because who wants to look around and the same things that moved me yesterday or 10 years ago still move me today? What have I been doing? Just existing? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. That was just my thought. So ask yourself that question. Are you the same? Are you the person that you started out to be? And if you're not, are you proud of that person? Have you made changes that have blown your mind? Make sure they do scare you, because I'm learning that too. If things starts to catch you by surprise, even with the things that you're doing some things unfamiliar, which means that you were capable of moving. How do you say levels to this? That means you leveled up in a way. You should be proud of that. And man, are you guys still the same? I don't know. I'm okay with it now. I am open arms welcoming the person, the woman that I have became. Each and every day is still, you know, it is still that, and it does take time. It takes time. It takes, and you know what? I want us to remember that the time that it takes has nothing to do with the clock. The time it takes is the time that you give yourself. There's 24 hours in a day. And we know what time it is now is 9:12. And if we're on the same coast, then our clock says the same thing. But my time ain't clocking like yours. Your ticks don't talk the same time mine does. So please remember that. That is so important. We get blindsided by the world and how the world is changing and how people around us are changing. That's not your time frame. That's not your time zone. We're all on the East Coast. I think most of us watching tonight are on the East Coast. If you're not, you're on the West Coast maybe. I don't know. I think I have a lot of viewers, new viewers, new lookers, bookers now, and I welcome you all. But you guys, literally, are you changing? Are you the same person that you once was? And again, if you are the same person, make sure it's something that you can be proud of. Make sure that it's something you can have a moment of, hey, we good. We've been doing something right in this world. And so ask yourself those questions. I talk about that all the time because I evaluate myself. And if I'm going to call somebody else on their wrongs, I might as well call myself on mine first, right? That way I get a little bit more leverage to actually say I called somebody else on their wrong. Why? Because I'm going to call mine too. So, you know, make sure that you guys are staying in your lane, first of all, or creating a lane for yourself. Of course, how they say when we all jump off the porch or we start to experience life, we get into that adulthood where nobody is necessarily holding our hands and we get the freedom to test certain grounds out. Yeah. Make sure that you're in your lane, that you know your position, that you are playing it accordingly, and you're proud of that. Stand on that. Even if it's not so much growth or not where you thought you would have been, because we all had those thoughts, you know, when you were little, maybe what you would do when you grow up or where you would be or how you would even be feeling. I'm sure it's not just me, right? You guys, are you the same? Are you changing? Are you growing? Hello. I'm sorry, you guys. I think my chat is like behind. But hello, I enjoy all of you guys watching and tuning in tonight. If you're going to be tuning in later, please drop replay. And drop some wins in the chat for the week or in the comment section, you guys. Or if you feel like you've been changing, are you the same? Maybe you want to answer that question and maybe you want to, you know, explore those things and do a little bit of self-evaluation. It is okay to do that. I've changed and I love it because I knew how much time was wasted. Yes. Accompanied this past year once I got focused. Hey, I love to hear it. I love to hear it. And you know what? Even when you talk about the, you know, the hanging out and the drinking, I literally just told my cousin just today, she said something about one of her children, and she was like, you know, she's doing this. I was like, yeah, but you know, she's at that age. She don't have no kids. We probably expect some of those things. Why? Because we've done some of those things. And I think even in those moments of playing games, of what we feel now was wasting time, you had to spend a little bit of time there. It now shows you a different level from where you started. And, you know, you can give that advice to somebody else who's been there. We have to have been places sometimes to get to certain places. And even with my past, a lot of times, and I tell even young ladies like you guys, like, I'm so super duper proud of y'all, because I was a teen mom, and not just a teen mom, just a girl who did, you know, who was a child. I was a teenager, a kid, or whatever. And I have a past. We all have a past. And the thing for me is, I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't change that. The bumps and the bruises caused me to be who I am today. Solo solo is cool. And in the house safely, right? Solo drinking is cool. Whatever we do to manage our time is now, because even the things that we decide to do now are things to just help us live this thing called life, because we all got to get through it. So just make sure that you are aware. As long as you're aware of where you are and who you are in each and every moment, I think the recover will be completely fine. I think whoever you decide to be after that will be completely fine. I think whoever you decide not to be after that is completely fine, because you would have been aware and in acceptance of who you were at that moment and who you desired to be. I used to always, and I still tell my child this, you know, I don't care what you do. If you make the wrong decision, because you know you had already decided to make the wrong decision, stand on it. Don't hide your hands. You was okay to make the decision. Why not? You know, so whoever you are in this moment, whether you've changed or not, whether there has been any awareness or not, and if there hasn't been, it is never too late. I like to breathe now. That reminds me that there's still another chance. So if you have not done anything, it is not too late. If you're watching, if you're breathing, you have the power to. I tell you guys that all the time. I'm learning that every day, how much power I have. Even the power that I say I have today, tomorrow or next week, I'll discover there's another level of power that I possess, because I can choose to, right? So you guys, that has been my topic for tonight. Have you changed? Are you still the same person? Working home, listen, working home is the best place. Because you're aware of where you are and who you're around and energy and all that stuff. Yeah. So working home is cool. I miss you too, though. I really, really miss you. Hopefully I get to see you soon. I miss you. You guys, it has been my pleasure to come by tonight and just bring this topic to you, because in the midst of living life, in the midst of cooking dinner, in the midst of being home, having a nice little chill sip on some wine or some fruits, ask yourself that question. Remind yourself of who you are or who you aim to be. Maybe even just for a quick moment, go back to memory lane of who you used to be and find some moments that you can be proud of, because I promise you, you've changed in one way, shape, or form. You have changed. Even if you felt like you weren't working on it, time changes us. Time allows a lot of things, some things that we don't even pay attention to, but it comes with time. And so you guys, I definitely want you to do some self-evaluation. See where you are. Be proud of yourself. Every day is another chance to start over. It is up to you to make the decision to change. I love that. And it's always up to us. We like to, use other people as a crutch, or use situations and circumstances as a crutch. But they all happen to all of us. So really, can we really use that as a crutch if it happens to everybody? If life always lifes? Don't make that excuse. You have the power to make the decision to choose to be who you desire to be or who you don't want to be. It is up to you. So you guys, until next time, I want you to be your amazing self. Time it definitely is. definitely a part of life. Hi, sis. Good evening. Good evening. I was, yeah, I'll send you something in a little bit, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Hopefully see you tomorrow too. I've been shut away with some time alone. Not a little bit, maybe alone, but you guys, I'm still at my mom's, right? And I'm sure she's probably watching this, but I feel a lot better. I feel better. I really do feel better. But being a baby right now this week has been, it's been okay. So until she gets tired of me a little bit, I'm gonna look her in her face every night. I don't want her to be alone. But anyway, guys, it has been amazing. Wanted to remind you guys that no matter what life is giving you right now, you have something to be proud of. You. So go ahead, do the evaluations, be great because you're supposed to. And until next time, love on each other. Night.